Absence makes the heart grow fonder. That's exactly what happens when a woman pushes you away, even while she wants you most. Her distance isn't random, it's a signal, a test, a way to measure your emotional strength. When she pulls back, her mind is calculating. Is this man secure, confident, and grounded enough to handle her intensity without losing control? Or will he chase, panic, and prove he's too dependent? Imagine you're texting a woman. She's been flirty, showing interest, and suddenly she becomes distant. Maybe her responses are shorter. Maybe she cancels plans, or she seems unavailable. Your first instinct might be to chase, to over-explain, or to try harder. That's exactly what reduces attraction. Women are drawn to men who stay calm, confident, and fully engaged in their own lives. When a man wavers, she pulls further. Her actions are designed to test your stability, not punish you. This push pull dynamic is rooted in female psychology. Women want connection, but they also need emotional security. Pulling away allows them to evaluate a man's value, patience, and confidence. It creates tension, anticipation, and desire. The stronger a man can remain without chasing, the more she invests mentally and emotionally. Modern dating amplifies this instinct. Endless options, social media signals, and the fear of overexposure make women cautious. A man who overreacts or becomes needy when she retreats triggers instinctive doubt. The men who navigate her push successfully are intentional, self contained, and magnetic. They respond with presence and calm energy rather than desperation. In this video, I'll break down 7 insights that explain why women push when they desire you most and how to respond to deepen attraction. You'll learn to read signals accurately, stay grounded, and turn her push into curiosity, investment, and connection. By the end, you'll understand her behavior, handle tension like a confident man, and create desire without chasing, turning the very thing that feels like rejection into magnetic attraction. 1. Understanding the push pull. The first thing every man needs to understand is that when a woman pushes you away, it's rarely a sign that she doesn't want you. In fact, most of the time, the opposite is true. Women use the push pull dynamic as a way to measure emotional strength and stability. It's instinctual, rooted in both biology and psychology. By creating distance, she's testing whether you're someone who can remain confident under tension or if you'll chase, overanalyze, and reveal neediness. Imagine a man dating a woman he's very interested in. She's warm, engaging, maybe even flirty, and suddenly she withdraws. He panics, sends long texts, or calls too much. What he doesn't realize is that her retreat is designed to ignite attraction, not kill it. When he overreacts, she senses imbalance. When he stays composed, he signals security, confidence, and self-sufficiency, the exact traits she subconsciously values most. This push-pull pattern is natural in modern dating. Women experience a mix of desire and caution. On one hand, they are attracted to a man's energy, confidence, and presence. On the other, they instinctively test whether he can handle uncertainty without losing his sense of self. A man who reacts poorly to distance shows vulnerability and dependence. A man who maintains composure creates tension and curiosity, fueling attraction. Practical ways to respond to the push without losing ground. Stay calm and grounded. Your energy should communicate stability, not panic. Avoid chasing or over-communicating. Less is more. Let her come to you sometimes. Keep your life full. Continue engaging in work, hobbies, and social activities. Don't pause your life because she's distant. Respond with intention. Text or call purposefully, not reactively. Your presence should feel meaningful, not desperate. Observe her patterns. Notice when she pulls and what triggers it. Understanding her rhythm helps you anticipate and respond appropriately. Understanding the push-pull also gives men a mental edge. When you see her withdrawal as a sign of interest and testing rather than rejection, you stop reacting emotionally. That calm, self contained energy is incredibly attractive. Women are drawn to men who can handle tension without losing confidence. The key takeaway: her push is not about disinterest. It's about measuring your composure, confidence, and emotional strength. Men who recognize this and respond intentionally become more magnetic, turning what feels like distance into desire. By mastering this first principle, you lay the foundation for handling every other dynamic in the push pull pattern effectively. 2. Why withdrawal increases attraction. When a woman pulls away, many men immediately think it means she's losing interest. The reality is the exact opposite. Her withdrawal is often a sign that she's deeply interested, but wants to see how you respond under subtle tension. This behavior taps into human psychology. Scarcity and challenge naturally increase perceived value. When she isn't always available, her attention becomes something earned rather than given, which makes her more desirable. Think about it like this: if a woman is constantly available, no tension exists, and her presence becomes predictable. Predictability reduces mental engagement and desire. When she pulls back, it creates a sense of uncertainty, which triggers your mind to focus on her more intensely. This is exactly what women want on a subconscious level. They are attracted to men who remain composed while they navigate their own emotions. Her withdrawal also gives her a chance to gauge your stability and confidence. Women instinctively seek partners who can handle tension without panicking. When you overreact, text too much, or beg for attention, it signals dependence, which lowers attraction. Conversely, a man who continues to live fully, engages selectively, and communicates calmly demonstrates emotional security. That security is magnetic. It shows her that she isn't in control of your happiness, which paradoxically draws her closer. Practical ways to respond to withdrawal while increasing attraction. Stay consistent, but calm. Don't disappear entirely, but avoid chasing or overcompensating. Focus on your life. Keep your routines, hobbies, and social life active. Her pull will feel less threatening when you are fulfilled. Respond selectively. Answer messages thoughtfully with purpose, not out of anxiety. Keep interactions high value. When you communicate, make it meaningful, fun, or intriguing, not desperate. Observe without overanalyzing. Notice her patterns, but avoid reading too deeply into each. Withdrawal. Withdrawal also increases emotional investment. Women are naturally wired to invest more when some effort or patience is required. Her pull is a subtle test. Will you chase or remain grounded? When you respond with composure, you signal that you are high value, emotionally stable, and worth pursuing. Another point: her distance can create anticipation and tension, which fuels desire. A man who understands this stops feeling rejected and starts seeing the pattern as attraction in action. Instead of panicking, he maintains a steady, confident presence, creating a magnetic pull that draws her back. The key takeaway: her withdrawal isn't a rejection. It's a psychological strategy rooted in attraction. Understanding this dynamic allows you to stay grounded, respond intentionally, and increase her investment in you. The more you master your reaction to distance, the more control you have over the push-pull dance. 3. Testing emotional strength. 1. Of the main reasons a woman pushes you away when she wants you most is because she is testing your emotional strength. Women are instinctively wired to evaluate a man's stability, confidence, and ability to remain composed under tension. If you crumble when she retreats, if you chase, overanalyze, or become needy, she unconsciously perceives you as low value. Conversely, a man who remains calm, self-contained, and purposeful signals that he is secure and high value, which increases attraction exponentially. This testing isn't manipulative. It's a natural part of female psychology. Women want a partner who can handle life's emotional ups and downs without being thrown off course. When she pulls back, she is creating a stress test for your confidence. Your reaction tells her whether you are someone who can be counted on emotionally or someone whose stability depends on her validation. Men often misinterpret this test. They see her withdrawal as rejection and respond by chasing or over-explaining themselves. That reaction triggers instinctive caution in her, causing her to retreat further. The men who succeed in modern dating are the ones who understand that the push is a test, not a loss of interest. They respond with steady energy, clear boundaries, and self respect. Practical ways to demonstrate emotional strength during her push. Stay grounded. Don't let her distance disrupt your mood or sense of self. Maintain independence. Continue focusing on work, hobbies, and social life. Your world doesn't stop for her. Respond selectively. Offer meaningful communication, not constant attention or reassurance. Hold boundaries with respect. Politely say no if her demands conflict with your priorities. Self-respect is magnetic. Project calm confidence. Your energy should be steady, not reactive or anxious. Emotional strength also manifests in how you interpret her behavior. If you see her pullback as a test of attraction rather than rejection, you stop reacting emotionally and start responding strategically. This mindset transforms tension into opportunity, making her more invested because she senses a man who is balanced, confident, and unshakable. Another subtle point: women are attracted to men who don't need constant reassurance. Her push is designed to measure this. A man who is emotionally strong yet still responsive in measured ways demonstrates he is abundant in confidence and presence. That balance creates intrigue, fosters desire, and keeps her mentally engaged. The takeaway: the push is a deliberate test of emotional strength. Women push away not to reject, but to evaluate whether you are capable of handling tension without losing your composure. Mastering this dynamic is critical for turning her pullback into deeper attraction, curiosity, and connection. 4. The role of scarcity in desire. Scarcity is one of the most powerful forces in attraction, and it explains why women often pull away when they want you most. When a man is always available, always agreeing, or constantly seeking attention, his perceived value drops. Women are naturally wired to invest more in what is not effortlessly accessible. When she pulls back, she creates scarcity, and that very scarcity drives desire and mental investment. Think about it. If a woman knows she can get your attention anytime, there's no challenge, no anticipation. Predictability kills excitement. When she withdraws, a subtle tension emerges. Your mind starts to focus more on her, to wonder about her feelings, and to mentally invest. This is exactly what makes her more attracted. It's the psychological effect of wanting something that feels slightly out of reach. Scarcity isn't about playing games. It's about maintaining your life, priorities, and energy. When a woman pulls away, you reinforce scarcity by not chasing or over-communicating. Instead, you live fully, engage selectively, and demonstrate that your attention is valuable. That energy signals abundance, confidence, and independence, all highly attractive traits. Practical ways to embody scarcity: protect your time, continue with work, hobbies, and social life. Don't pause everything to respond immediately. Limit over-communication. Respond thoughtfully and intentionally, not repeatedly or out of anxiety. Create high-value interactions. When you do engage, make it meaningful, interesting, or playful. Avoid desperation. Don't seek constant validation. Scarcity works because it signals self-sufficiency. Be selective with presence. Attend events, activities, or dates on your own terms, not hers. Scarcity also increases her emotional investment. When a man demonstrates that his time and attention aren't freely given, women subconsciously value him more. It shifts the dynamic from one of chasing to one where she is drawn in naturally because she sees that your presence is earned and meaningful. Another subtle aspect: scarcity maintains mystery and anticipation. If she knows everything about you, there's no excitement. By maintaining boundaries, living fully, and engaging selectively, you create tension and curiosity. She wants to reconnect because the very fact that she doesn't have constant access makes your presence more desirable. The key takeaway: her pullback and scarcity are not signs of rejection. They are tools of attraction. A man who respects his own energy, maintains his life, and responds with composure naturally amplifies her desire. Understanding this dynamic turns moments of withdrawal into opportunities to increase her interest, curiosity, and emotional connection, creating a powerful foundation for deeper attraction. 5. The mystery factor. One of the most compelling reasons a woman pushes you away when she wants you most is mystery. Women are naturally drawn to men whose thoughts, emotions, and actions are not fully predictable. When a man is transparent in every moment, available at all times, and completely readable, his presence becomes ordinary. Mystery creates intrigue, tension, and anticipation, the very things that keep her emotionally invested. Think of it this way: if she already knows exactly how you will react, what you'll say, or when you'll respond, the excitement fades. Pulling away allows her to wonder what you're thinking, feeling, or doing. That curiosity drives attraction. When you handle her distance with calm, selective engagement, you maintain and amplify that sense of mystery. She notices that you are self contained, engaged in your own life, and not emotionally dependent on her for validation. That is magnetic energy. Mystery doesn't mean being dishonest or manipulative. It's about not over explaining yourself, not rushing to satisfy her curiosity immediately, and maintaining independence. A man who has a life full of interests, goals, and experiences that she can't predict or control naturally becomes fascinating. The tension created by her pullback intensifies her desire because she senses there is more to discover about you and she wants to be part of that process. Practical ways to create and maintain mystery: share selectively. Don't reveal every thought, feeling, or plan all at once. Be unpredictable in small ways. Change your routine slightly. Surprise her with experiences or stories. Keep interactions lively. Live fully outside the relationship. Cultivate hobbies, social connections, and personal goals so she can't consume your entire world. Respond with purpose. Answer questions or messages thoughtfully without over explaining or trying to please. Balance warmth with independence. Engage meaningfully when appropriate, but avoid being too available. Mystery also strengthens her mental investment. When she has to wonder about your life, thoughts, or feelings, she mentally engages more with you, deepening emotional connection. The more she invests mentally, the stronger her attraction becomes. Another subtle point: mystery works in tandem with the push pull dynamic. Her retreat naturally creates intrigue. But if you overcompensate by chasing or over communicating, you destroy that energy. By maintaining calm composure, independence, and subtle unpredictability, you amplify the magnetic tension. The key takeaway: her distance fuels mystery, which increases desire. A man who can embrace this dynamic without chasing, over explaining, or panicking becomes irresistibly magnetic. Mystery is not about secrecy, it's about holding your value, living your life, and creating space that draws her closer naturally. The pull is a test of confidence. When a woman pushes you away while wanting you most, she is testing your confidence. Confidence is not just about being assertive or charming. It's about emotional stability, self assurance, and the ability to remain composed under uncertainty. How you react to her pullback is a direct signal to her subconscious. Are you a man who can handle life's challenges, or are you dependent on her approval for validation? Many men misunderstand her distance and panic. They overanalyze every word, text too much, or beg for attention. This behavior communicates neediness, which is inherently unattractive. Women are drawn to men who maintain their center, who demonstrate self respect, and who remain purposeful regardless of her temporary withdrawal. A confident man doesn't crumble when she retreats. He measures his actions and responds intentionally, showing that his sense of self is independent of her behavior. Her pullback often triggers a subtle internal evaluation. She watches to see if you maintain composure. Do you stay calm or do you react emotionally? Hold boundaries. Are you willing to protect your time and energy even when she seeks attention? Exhibit independence. Are you fully engaged in your own life or does she become your entire focus? Respond intentionally. Do your actions show purpose or are they reactive? Project abundance. Can you operate from a place of self sufficiency rather than scarcity? When you respond with calm confidence, you pass her test without needing to prove yourself. She perceives you as high value because you remain grounded, intentional, and secure even when tension exists. That magnetic energy draws her back rather than pushing her further away. Confidence also interacts with mystery and scarcity. When she pulls away, your composed response amplifies intrigue. She senses that you are not emotionally dependent, and your attention becomes something she values and wants to earn. That combination of mystery, scarcity, and confidence creates an irresistible dynamic. Another key insight: women want to feel that you can handle their emotions without being overwhelmed. Her pullback is a subtle way of testing whether you can maintain your stability while navigating desire and uncertainty. If you fail the test by reacting with anxiety or overcompensation, she senses imbalance and may pull further. If you pass by remaining confident, calm, and self contained, she becomes more invested and attracted. The takeaway: the push is never random, it's a confidence test. How you respond determines whether she becomes more interested or distances herself further. Men who master this understand that composure, independence, and intentionality are far more powerful than chasing. Her withdrawal is an opportunity to demonstrate strength, solidify attraction, and deepen her emotional investment. 7. Turning distance into desire. By the time a woman pulls away, you've already entered the most critical phase of attraction, turning her distance into desire. Many men panic at this point, interpreting her withdrawal as rejection. That mindset kills attraction. The truth is, her pullback is a golden opportunity to increase her interest, curiosity, and emotional investment. But it requires the right approach. When she creates distance, she's signaling a mix of attraction and caution. Her behavior tests your composure, independence, and value. But it also sets the stage for tension that fuels desire. Women are naturally wired to be drawn to men who remain confident, consistent, and mysterious in these moments. The more she senses that you are self-contained and purposeful, the more she wants to close the gap and reconnect. Practical strategies to turn distance into desire. Respect her space. Don't chase or overwhelm her. Allow her to come forward on her own terms. Live fully. Focus on your work, hobbies, friendships, and personal growth. A man whose life is full is magnetic. Communicate with intention. When you do reach out, keep your messages meaningful, intriguing, or playful. Avoid over-explaining or seeking reassurance. Show calm confidence. Your energy should be steady, composed, and grounded. Even if she is distant, maintain subtle intrigue. Introduce surprises, share interesting stories, or reveal aspects of your life gradually. Keep her curious. Turning her distance into desire also requires emotional patience. Women pull away to test your stability. If you react with anxiety or desperation, the magnetic tension collapses. If you respond with calm, intentional engagement, her attraction intensifies naturally. The push-pull dynamic becomes a powerful engine of desire, where her withdrawal amplifies interest rather than reducing it. Another key factor is mental engagement. Her distance forces her to reflect on your value, actions, and presence. A man who doesn't chase but remains confident encourages her subconscious to invest emotionally, deepening desire. By maintaining independence while staying subtly present, you create a scenario where she actively wants to be close to you rather than passively drifting. Finally, turning distance into desire is about embracing the dynamic rather than fearing it. Her pullback is not a threat. It's a signal of attraction, a test, and an opportunity. Men who understand this respond with strategic calm, maintain boundaries, and project value. That combination is irresistible. The takeaway: her push is a tool, not a barrier. By respecting space, maintaining independence, and responding intentionally, you turn her distance into a magnetic force of attraction, deepening her curiosity and desire while positioning yourself as a man of confidence, composure, and value. When a woman pushes you away while wanting you most, it's never a rejection. It's a test, a signal, and an opportunity. Her pullback measures your confidence, composure, and value. Men who panic or chase lose attraction. Men who stay calm, independent, and intentional increase it. By respecting her space, maintaining mystery, and projecting emotional strength, you turn distance into desire. Understanding this dynamic gives you control, deepens her curiosity, and strengthens attraction naturally. Master the push pull, embrace her tests, and you'll become the man who draws her closer without chasing, creating lasting intrigue and connection.